If you grew up in LA, especially a certain section of LA, you remember the East Side Story series. East Side Story is a compilation of oldies music that features photos of the Chicano lifestyle from back in the day. The pictures on the records or tapes alone would always stop me in my tracks as I'm walking around the local swap meet looking for t-shirts and music. While we were at the record fair in downtown LA, which I highly recommend you check out, me and my friends ran into Mr. B, creator of East Side Story. One of my friends bought a record box set, and we got the chance to chat with Mr. B and learn about the history of East Side Story.
I actually worked my way through college selling records at swap meets. And the main one was Starlight Drive-In.
Okay.
It was on Rose Street Boulevard in South El Monte. It's not there anymore.
They have houses there now, KB Homes.
I specialized in selling oldies for about 5 or 6 years, and then I just came up with the idea of putting a package together. So I started with just one volume, and it took me about a week to decide what songs to put on the first volume. I knew I was going to do more, so I wanted to save enough good ones to spread them out. And then I just started doing all the other volumes. I never did any advertising. It took off all by itself.
But the first volume,
Yeah.
the first one's always the most, it's the
Yes.
hardest. It's always hard to start. The first volume you did, how did you decide what to put on the first one?
Yeah, that's a good question. It wasn't so much, it wasn't that difficult to figure out what I wanted to put on there. The question is to put enough good ones on there, and then, but
Leave yourself enough for the
put all
rest.
the good ones on one volume. So
Because I see you got Mr. Puppet on the, where's
Your Puppet.
I'm your puppet. That's on number 10.
Yes.
So like
Yes.
to have that on number 10, right?
Yes.
On number 1 you have Greetings, Searching for You, I Want You Round, right? Like how did you know?
It was after specializing in oldies for about 5 or 6 years, I knew what everybody wanted. You learn what people like.
Do you remember the first volume, the first time you had it in market? What was your audience like? Who was buying it?
Well, I was selling at the swap meet, the Starlight Drive-In, and the Chicanos were like 99% of my clientele.
It's all Chicano audience.
Yeah, no, so it was easy, and I just started playing it. I think the 8 tracks were the first.
Okay.
I would just play it, and people would come up and they just started buying it. And like I said, I never did any advertising. Word of mouth.
The music did it for you.
Yes. Yep. I actually, about a year after I initially released it, I took a trip up the coast and I stopped at all the swap meets and all the big cities. Every single person bought some from me. Nobody turned me down. Everybody had already heard about it, and they bought at least a few.
What city was the biggest surprise for you? That was like, oh, I didn't realize I can sell this many here.
San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Yeah, I knew I would sell some, but I didn't think I would sell as many as I did. Yeah, there was a big store on Mission Street in San Francisco. This is 1979, 1980.
It was the height of San Francisco. It was.
But San Jose and all the big swap meets up and down the coast, everybody bought.
What about cities like Fresno and like San?
Fresno, always. And I would stop at each town, look up the record stores, and then I would go in and talk to the people, and everybody bought some. Everybody bought at least a few.
Where did the pictures come from?
Yeah, the pictures.
The legendary pictures that are on.
Okay, here's the story. My ex-brother-in-law, who has since passed away, was very talented. He created the whole thing. He did this freehand.
Really?
Yeah, he created the border. He did this freehand, and then my brother-in-law and I just took off. I lived in Westchester by LAX.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law and I just drove to East LA. Like the first one, we just drove into a liquor store parking lot, and there were some guys sitting there in this car. We just approached them. It was that simple.
And this place called Rivera's Liquor.
And here, we just drove into a park. We just drove into a local park, and these guys were all there. And we asked them, would you pose for a picture? We told them what we were going to do with it, and they said they would want it to. So, and then this is an upholstery shop. it just took off, you know.
Wow. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Did you ever think, what, 40 or so, 50, what are we talking, 50 years later? When did you start?
The first release date was
70.
the end of November of 1978.
Did you think 50 years later that
I never
you would
thought
still...
it would be. I never thought it would still be around.
Wow.
I never. The idea was just to make some money, you know, to support myself.
Of course.
Yeah, and I never thought it would still be around. So November of 28, the end of November of 28 will be the 50th anniversary.
Dang.
So we're gonna have a special edition.
Thank you for tuning in to Dusty Vision TV. Please hit that like button if you have not already. And if this is your first time joining the channel and you like what you hear, please hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, you just might appreciate this bonus clip I'm about to play for you right now. Kid Frost caused a lot of controversy not long ago when he said this about Latinos supporting hip-hop. Here's Kid Frost.
My people, if the Panther that's listening right now, you are the ones that made Ice Cube platinum. You are the ones that made DJ Quick platinum. Without our gente and our raza and our Mexican people, these artists would have never sold, these little Waynes, and these artists would have never, Tupac's would have never been as big and platinum. Mexicans made these artists go platinum.
You hear it? Once again, a legend. Thankfully, a living legend. Kid Frost. This is for La Raza. Boom, boom. I remember when that song came out, man. I had never heard anything like that in my life. And most of the world hadn't either. That's why it blew up so quick. Cubo. Aquí estoy, MC Kid Frost. Soy jefe, also known as the big boss. And if you don't know what's happening, que pasa? It's not for you anyway. Because this is for La... That shit takes me back to my Bell Gardens days. Shout out to Bell Gardens, man. That takes me back to my Bell Gardens days. I remember me and my homeboy, Rick, playing that song back to back to back. No one had ever heard anything like that with the mixture of the sample that they use, mixing that with hip hop. And then you got this guy busting, because we had heard Mellow Man Ace with Mentirosa, but Kid Frost was talking more like a street guy, cholo, right? Speaking the way that I heard my neighbors speak at that time when I was living in Bell Gardens. But Kid Frost says that DJ Quick wouldn't have gone platinum. Tupac wouldn't have gone platinum. None of these guys would have gone platinum without the help of Latinos.